Okay, so I actually have it with me here. So this is the book, The Leadership
That's
Space,
good.
right?
Yes.
3 principles to elevate your team, your success, and your satisfaction. I don't know. It took me 3 years to write it, and the truth of the matter is, it's, people, when they get to the back of it, they'll see that there's this leadership model that it's a part, because I've been teaching 15 years, well, almost 15 years it took me to develop all the concepts in here, and distill it down. And what I tried to do is to take, sort of principles of life, principles, true principles that come from great teachers throughout the ages, which I all acknowledged in the beginning, and drew from Mankind Project, drew from Landmark Education and Masters in Transformational Training, Anthony Robbins, Earl Nightingale, Nightingale Coven, Stephen Covey, Viktor Frankl, Buddha, Jesus, Yogananda. All these great, brilliant beings that, are inspiring to me and help me grow as a human being. And as I was teaching over the years, I learned how to integrate spiritual concepts with universal principles of human nature. And how does that help people? How does it help me? How does it help you? How does it help people become a better leader? Because what I really discovered is that leadership is ultimately, it's about being for others. It's about being a space of power that others can feed from, that you can guide and direct and give, but you want others to discover their power in your space. That's what you really want. You want others to be powerful because you give them the space, the permission, the guidance, the mentoring, all that, right? So there's just so much to unpack. What I'm trying to say is, over the years, talking to people about all these concepts, I had like thousands of conversations over the last 15 years, and people would say, that's right on the money, or that doesn't sound right. No, I disagree. That's bull crap. That's not it. And so over the years, I figured out, like, well, what really is the truth of human nature in this area? What is the right thing to do in this case study? How do we approach this? How does it work? And everything that I wrote about was vetted through real people, real business professionals, whether my students at the school, university, or whether out in commercial seminars. And so ultimately what I was trying to get to is at the back of the book where it talks about that leadership model. This book is actually the first of a trilogy, believe it or not.
Oh,
Okay. Because when I wrote this, I submitted it to my editor, and it was like 115,000 or whatever it was, like 120,000 words, whatever it was. She says, you have wrote too much. Like, this is too much. And I say, what do I do? And she says, well, the book is divided into 3 parts. Why don't you turn it into a trilogy? I'm like, okay. And so the trilogy is, book 1 is about the leader, book 2 is about the team, and book 3 is about the world. Package it for people. And this all came from, in class, we were talking about like these different stages of leadership. And what I realized is that you can really use a great analogy of a car. So it's like book 1 is about the leader, it's the engine. Okay. Book 2 is about the team, that's the transmission. Book 3 is about the goal, that's the destination. Where are you driving the car? How do you bring power? How do you transmit that power to the road? How do you get where you're going? So that's the whole trilogy. Like in the beginning of chapter 3, I talk about like self-awareness is the keystone of the journey. You got to get self-aware, but you have to have a set of tools to go down in there to figure things out, and to work on yourself. And I will share something that's relevant back to what I wrote about back to leadership, getting away a little bit from the shadow work back to the leadership. So check this out. This is a cool one, because this is where I really want to go with what I'm talking about. Is there's a paradigm shift that I think needs to happen in business and in corporate America. All right. And it's a specific one. There's lots of them, sure, but it's a specific one that I think would make a difference for a lot of people. And it's the paradigm shift from boss employee to leader teammate.
right.
Okay. The relationship of boss to employee is a relationship of superior to subordinate. Like, the boss is the one that's in control. And so if we as a culture can shift from boss employee to leader teammate is a relationship of equals, right? And so boss is about making someone do work for you. Leader is about causing someone to accomplish something that elevates the team as a whole, right? That's how I see it. leadership can lead to like a higher state of being for the leader and the teammate, and a higher state of production and well-being for the company. And through greater well-being and greater collaboration and greater sense of connection, to greater output, which would lead to greater profits, which in my mind goes back to the connection of the inner world and the outer world, the east and the west, the yin and the yang coming together.
Mhm.
That to me is a fulfilling life. Like that's what I think we're all in pursuit of. We want to have a fulfilling life, and that's what leadership's ultimately about for me. What it's ultimately about is, where are we going? Not just how do we get more production today. Where are we going as a person, as a team, as an organization, as a society? We want to be going toward well-being and fulfillment.
This thing that you're talking about, the leadership is about becoming whole. When I'm whole, I don't need to dominate you.
That's right.
I want you to succeed. I want you to do well. I want to see you shine, because that's what makes me happy. That's what makes me fulfilled, is to see others shine. And so that's exactly what you're talking about. The leadership is to bring yourself to that place where it's no longer about what am I going to accomplish. It's about, how do I get the fullness of these relationships that I'm having with these people that are creating whatever it is that we're creating.
That's what I think is going to bring us to a next level. We gotta figure out how to get there. But I'll tell you what, I want to actually read a short passage, because this is about contribution consciousness. Right? Contribution is shifting your focus from it's about me, the ego, to it's about others, the team. When your attention is on yourself, your personal energy and magnetism isn't as strong as it is when your attention is on others. The ego wants you to believe life revolves around its needs, but you can't serve the ego by meeting its needs. You actually fulfill the ego's deepest need of achieving meaning, success, and satisfaction by serving the needs of others. Realizing that your satisfaction is achieved by serving others, you expand your little self, ego, into your greater self, others. And that brings you into contact with the greatest force of the universe, love. Love is the power to give, and giving is the key to success. If you can give, you will always succeed, because you're pouring energy into the world, and that energy will return to you multiplied. That's the essence of this whole thing. It's about contribution consciousness, shifting from ego to others, shifting from me to you. I mean,